For those considering retail sales of cannabis in Connecticut, this video is going to provide you with some up-to-date information as of July 2021. All right, here in this DeBacco University video, I'm going to help provide you with some of the latest information provided by Connecticut as of July 2021 regarding retail sales. So first off, if you want to go through and find the information for yourself, this is the link. All the information presented here is based off Cannabis Information is provided by the State of Connecticut as of July 1st to July 8th, 2021. This is only applicable for Connecticut and is subject to change at any time, so please be sure to check your local and current regulations. This is only intended to be used as a point-in-time general example. If you're not from Connecticut, this might give you some ideas of some of the laws and regulations that might be applied to other states as well. So first off, as a retail salesperson, a lot of retail sales are asking, can I buy or sell products with Delta 8 THC or Delta 10 THC? And specifically, this question asked in Connecticut today. Well, the short answer is just simply no. You may not sell any product that exceeds 0.3% THC on a dry weight basis. These products are considered cannabis and can be only sold in the adult use market by a licensed retailer. Sales of cannabis products from licensed retailers are not expected to begin in Connecticut until late 2021. And it was very recently adopting a recreational program, but here we can see some of the details as far as dates and times aren't necessarily just because that law was accepted and is now setting into effect things, but they may not be happening as quickly as some people had thought. If your product label states the total THC or THC content of less than 0.3% on a dry weight basis, your product likely complies with the law. And I stress the word likely complies with the law here. If the label does not clearly specify the total THC content or you are unsure, contact the manufacturer named on the label to confirm the product has less than 0.3% total THC on a dry weight basis. Delta products with THC content greater than 0.3% on a dry weight basis will still be available to patients in the medical marijuana program at their approved dispensary facilities. It's just a little important distinction to make right there. Another question that comes up is when purchasing new products to sell in my store, how do I determine if they're legal under the new law? So you want to check the label or confirm with the manufacturer that the product satisfies the 0.3% dry weight THC limit. That's kind of the number one there. For any product that does not meet that 0.3% dry weight THC limit, contact the distributor or manufacturer to try and cancel or return the sale, because that would not be legal for you to go through and sell and distribute. Can I give my inventory of Delta 8 products if they have, can I give away my inventory of Delta 8 products if they have no more than 0.3% THC on a dry weight basis? Another question. And again, very simple answer, no. The definition of sale under the Adult Use Cannabis and Controlled Substances Law includes transfer without compensation. So no, you can't just give it away and give it as free. That doesn't count. It is illegal to give away Delta 8 products as they have more than 0.3% THC on a dry weight basis in the state of Connecticut, so be aware of that. So can I sell products labeled with less than 0.3% THC without a license? Well, if your product label states the total THC or THC content less than that 0.3% on a dry weight basis, your product likely complies with the law. And again, likely. Contact the manufacturer on the label to confirm that the THC content is less than 0.3% on a dry weight basis. And again, looking at the label, contacting the manufacturer, all things you should be doing anyway. Are there packaging or labeling standards for CBD and legal Delta products? Again, focusing here specifically within the state of Connecticut. And for products below 0.3% dry weight of THC limit, all federal and state laws concerning labeling and packaging still apply to any food, drugs, dietary supplements such as Connecticut Food, Drug, and Cosmetics Act states. I'm interested in starting a business or working in the industry. How can I participate? So this is a lot of people want to participate in this new and emerging kind of industry. Connecticut's marijuana market, got some good information here. Again, showing a lot of positive aspects from revenue, and this is where a lot of people considering getting started in this. So more information on starting cannabis business will be coming from the Department of Consumer Protection, because the recreational program is very recently adopted, which will be responsible for licensing any new businesses. Given the anticipated volume of applicants, the department will conduct periodic lotteries to determine which applicants to consider first. These lotteries are expected to continue for at least the first few years of the market. We'll get into a little bit more of that detail here. Half the licenses will be reserved for social equity applicants, which are businesses that are 65% owned and controlled by individuals who lived for 5 of the last 10 years or 9 of their first 18 years of life in a disproportionately impacted area and have an average household income of less than 300% of the state's median household income over the last 3 years. So this is kind of a constituent that was put in there in the sense that trying to allow people who may not have had initial advantage into the market to allow them to have half of the licenses will be reserved for those particular applicants. You may find more information about licensing costs and lottery process in other articles. We'll cover some of that here. So what are the license fees? That's like the next obvious question is, okay, when I have a license, what are the fees? There's a fee variability, so be sure to know what you're getting into. And this is looking at if you're the non-social equity fees or the social equity fees. If you want a cultivator, micro-cultivator, retailer, product manufacturer, bud and beverage, delivery transport, product packager, or hybrid there. We can see the lottery cost, the provisional, and then the actual license. Here being the most expensive, being a cultivator with non-social equity fees, is going to be about $75,000 there. The least expensive would be the social equity fee category for a micro cultivator at only $500. To find out more about these, want to research within the laws of Connecticut. Again, this is just providing you with that kind of a little bit of an idea, at least how Connecticut's approaching it. So what's this lottery process when we talk about applicants? Yes, some places actually have gone through and it's literally a lottery. They put them in there and they tumble them around and pull one out. In Connecticut, the Department of Consumer Protection will announce the total number of applicants to be selected and allocate 50% of them to the social equity applicant lottery. An application period for each license type will be opened for a specific period of time to be determined by the Department of Consumer Protection. A list of all applicants received for each lottery will be randomized and sent to a third-party lottery processor. The third-party lottery processor will randomize the list of applicants and identify applicants selected through the lottery process. The applicants will be reviewed, and if an applicant is denied, the next application in the list will then be accepted until the total number of applicants is selected or there are no additional applicants remaining. These selected applicants will have to complete provisional application and submit appropriate fees, and the provisional license has 14 months to obtain a full operational license there. So keep that in mind as well. We saw those previously as our provisional versus our license here. So can I purchase hemp products in a dispensary facility without the medical marijuana card? And very, very clear, and I think simple answer is just no. Nearly no more to say other than that. So how will cannabis be taxed? And this is part of the thing that was holding it up a little bit from some of the laws there. But there will essentially be 3 taxes on retail sale of cannabis. The state's usual 6.35% sales tax, a 3% sales tax dedicated to the city or town where the sale occurs, and a tax based on THC content that will cost approximately 10 to 15% of the sale price. In total, the tax rate is expected to be approximately 20% of the retail price of cannabis, in line with the tax rates of a neighboring state, Massachusetts. So lastly, the question is, well, when will retail sales begin? When do we go through this process? Well, sales could begin in late 2022 in Connecticut. First, the state needs to form the new Social Equity Council, which will set guidelines for adhering to social equity provisions. The state will also need to hire new staff, issue new regulations, and oversee application and licensing processing for new cannabis businesses. Further, these businesses need time to secure funding, physical locations, local zoning approval, and all other elements needed to start a new business in a highly regulated market. That simply just takes time. The supply chain must be entirely licensed before sales can begin, and this includes stores, testing labs, growers, and there must be enough growing capacity to supply the retail market. The Governor Ned Lamont, pictured here, citing the actual bill, has directed each state agency to work to implement the law quickly and in a responsible way. So hopefully this goes into some of the details that you might be wondering regarding retail sales of cannabis in Connecticut, at least current as of July 2021.